Sup. My name is Ray for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Welcome to Guide to Your Side, where we basically are siding for Nekroz, and I basically help build you a side deck. If you don't know what to run or you can't decide on something, I'll give you my opinions, and then hopefully you guys will create a discussion pool in the comments, and I will get involved there too, so this way we can all basically talk about what's the best options to siding against these guys. So, I want to start with Vanity Fiend because it is something I use on a daily basis with Chaos Dragons and with quite a few other decks. Um, Basically, the concept behind Vanity's Fiend of running it is you're going to have a deck that special summons, or something that runs Monarch Storm Forth, or something that can run Monarch Storm Forth, and then you're going to basically bring this guy out to lock your opponent out from specialing. Now, this plus Majesty's Fiend equals hilarious times for days. But I really do like Vanity's Fiend because it's got that 2400 body, and if your opponent can't special summon, most decks are going to be screwed over, except for Burning Abyss, which can easily get over this, but we have a separate guide to your side coming out for that. So this video will only focus on Nekroz. This is one of my favorites coming up, and I feel they're going to be pretty prepared for it, so activate it as soon as possible. Anti-Spell Fragrance. Now some of you are instantly going, but Reader, stop talking about Anti-Spell Fragrance. I can't, because both players must set spell cards before activating them and cannot activate them until their next turn. This highly slows down Nekroz and allows you to come up with a counter strategy with like Vanity's Emptiness or something. This really slows them down. They have to set their ritual spells before they can activate their ritual spells, which gives you time to set up. So if you have something like Silent Warning face down or something that's going to negate the summon, then you're perfect. It's glorious. Glorious days. But I love anti-spell fragrance because it forces set it. If you have like set MSTs or dust tornadoes, you can activate those. Dust tornado would actually be highly recommended in that scenario, and then you could pop it out and then set spell card like MST or Forbidden Lance, so it's already set. So on your next turn, you can actually play those cards. Pretty nifty if you ask me. So anti-spell fragrance, give it a look. If it works for you, then it's definitely one to consider. Maxi, the deck special summons a lot. You're not going to get super high amounts of draws, but like another card that is much better to run, it's a good option. Still a good option. Dimensional Fissure, one of my favorites, because they like to basically reutilize their stuff and research by using their graveyard. Without being able to use their graveyard, they're not going to be able to do that. One thing I wanted to mention real quick on the Maxi is Effect Veiler as well, but you can't run it with Dimensional Fissure macro or Banisher of the Radiance. You can't run it with the 3 macro cards. So if your deck doesn't support Dimensional Fissure or anything of that sort, well, then you can run Effect Veiler to negate out the Trishulia, because that's what you're really going to want to negate out. And this is the next one we're going to talk about is Vanity's Emptiness. I meant to talk about Skill Drain as well, so I'm going to mention Skill Drain here and probably add it in. So Vanity's Emptiness. Can't special. It's same thing as Vanity's Fiend. It fucks them over. It's GG to them pretty much. Unless they have an MST, it's GG. And if you combine this with Anti-Spell Fragrance, it's going to lock them out. Another great choice is Majesty's Fiend. But Majesty's Fiend doesn't last that long, hence why it's not here on the list. I know there was one I just said I was going to talk about, but I'll talk about it in the comments because I just forgot what the hell it was. Being serious. Oh, Skill Drain. Skill Drain. Never mind. I remember. Skill Drain. Great option. Negates all their effects, so if they basically turn into beat sticks, they can still do their searches, so you're going to need something to go with it. So if you're running Cleat Forts and you're running Skill Drain, well, it's great. But it's not going to stop them completely. I mean, Cleat Forts can just easily run over them because the giant beat sticks has, but yeah, that's a discussion for another day. But here's the point. Vanity's Emptiness will shut down the deck, and it basically hurts the crap out of them. This is one that a lot of people don't run, and it's not really seen in the meta, but it can shut down the crap out of the meta is Mistake. Takes out Burning Abyss, takes out Nekroz, takes out some of the Cleat Forts, some stuff from the Cleat Forts. Only main reason it's not really ran, because every meta deck is searching. So if every meta deck is searching for their plus 5s, they're not going to run Mistake. So this is for the people who don't run meta stuff. It's a good option. It's extremely cheap. If you can't get your hands on this card here, in case it rises in price, well, then Mistake's a great option. But Shared Ride, this is the one that I think everyone who plays meta will probably end up citing besides other stuff. The main reason is because Let's go through the effect real quick. After this card resolves, each time your opponent adds a card or cards from the deck or graveyard to the hand this turn, except by drawing them, you immediately draw one card. So basically, they want to Trishulya Loop or they want to get Massive Search. You're going to get Massive Draw power as well. So this allows you to draw into key cards that can help you counter them and make such a big enough hand that, well, Trishulya can't hurt you. Now, if you're running something like Gores teched in, you're not running meta, and you're running something like Gores or Tragodia, you're going to be able to draw into them faster, or Battle Phaser, or Swift Scarecrow, or Jack Frost. You're going to be able to draw into those a hell of a lot faster with Shared Ride in this matchup. So as I was saying before I had to cut the footage there, Shared Ride's an amazing choice because every time they search, you're going to get power by searching. And basically, this screws them over because then they can't rip your hand apart. You can be playing at any given time. You could chain it, chainable, set it, chain it. They will probably be running Night Beam, maybe Decree, lots of MSTs. Keep that in mind. So, best option is to set it with something that could be chained, like MST, and then you could just MST this, so that way you can activate Shared Ride. So it'll still resolve, and you'll still get all your plus. Just saying. So you guys know. And then the next card is Nekroz Cosmos. Whoop. Because obviously they want to utilize that graveyard. So since they want to utilize that graveyard, we're going to rip that graveyard apart with Nekroz Cosmos and Banisher. Banisher is not that great of an option because they can easily run it over. But here's the thing about Banisher. If you have it with tons of back row, you know, stuff like Mirror Force or, I don't know, I wouldn't say Torrential Tribute, I would say more stuff like D-Prison, it's really going to hurt them in the end because then they can't do everything they're going to do. I would say Banisher plus something like Breakthrough Skill, it's going to screw them over pretty nicely. If you want to run that, you know, you want to go that route, you're going to build the anti-meta, that's going to be your thing. Second to last we're going to talk about is Thunder King Ryo because you can main deck it and then basically it's the same thing like Mistake, but it walks. So basically it just sits there until your opponent gets over it or it wins you the game. Whatever one you want to choose. Combine this with something like, I don't know, Vanity's Emptiness, and it's going to be a hard time for your opponent to get over. It's going to be very, very tough. But that's also why we have Raigeki and Dark Hole for the deck to utilize if they so choose it. Most likely they probably won't. So this is a great option to run. It's a great option. And then the final card that I'm going to talk about on this video is Mirror of the Ice Barrier. Because Mirror of the Ice Barrier, during this turn, each time a card is removed from play from your hand to your side of the field or your graveyard by a card effect, which Trishulya of the Nekroz does. If a card in your hand is removed from play, you remove 2 random cards in your opponent's hand. If a card you control is removed, oh wait, I lost my place, sorry. If a card you control is removed from play 2 cards your opponent controls. If a card in your graveyard's touched and removed from play, you remove from play 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard. This card is amazing against the mirror match. Well, yeah, I said mirror match. But besides the mirror match, you can also use this, you know, just set it, let them do whatever, you know, just chain it, and then, like, it's the same logic behind Night Beam. Where basically you want to have something that you could chain this and share ride. Oh god, it's fucking priceless. But it only is going to target out the Trishulya loop, and most people probably will not be doing the Trishulya loop to rip apart your hand because they're pretty much gonna know you're prepared, so they're gonna go the other route, which is basically just do whatever the hell they need to win with giant beatstick boss monsters and mini bosses. It's about right. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about these cards. Which one of these will you be running if you're going to be running them, or you're not even scared of Nekroz? And honestly, I'm not really scared of them. I'm just trying to prepare myself and prepare you guys the same. And God, it feels good to be back. Anyway, later this week, we have quite a few things up our sleeves for you guys, and you're going to see basically the giant push that we've been talking about for quite a while, and basically all the content that's coming out. So keep checking your sub boxes every few hours because there will be quite a few things coming out. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you later. I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council, and I'm out of here. Peace!